midnight, December 2015, Sierraville, California. 29-year-old Amber Brooks is driving home from her job. She heads north on Highway 70, which cuts through Plumas National Forest. Suddenly, something catches her eye.
I had saw something standing off the right-hand side of the road. I turn on my brights, and it took off running to the right off the side of the road, and it was running full pace like a man. It was very tall. The hair was long and scraggly. You could almost see the muscles in its legs as it ran away. I was terrified, shaking, crying. When I got home, I was in full-blown panic. I didn't believe in Bigfoot until I had my own personal experience.
Although thousands of people claim to have seen Bigfoot, science has yet to prove the existence of the legendary man-beast. But, real or not, Bigfoot has become one of the world's most famous, infamous creatures.
People that have witnessed Bigfoot describe the creature as 7 to 8, sometimes 9 to 10 feet tall. The creature gets its moniker from its gigantic feet.
On the one hand, you have something that looks very human-like. It walks upright like us, but it also displays some very brutish and bestial characteristics, being hair-covered, being very powerful. Bigfoot is really the rock star of cryptozoology.
To many, Bigfoot is more than a cryptid and more than a mystery. Bigfoot is a phenomenon.
Bigfoot has really captured our imagination as a society, but there's also this pop culture level where Bigfoot has simply taken over the airwaves.
Whether it's movies, TV shows, commercials, you name it, people will sell it if it's Bigfoot.
As an iconic figure in pop culture, Bigfoot has also begun big business. There are a number of toys, products, there's a pizza named after him, there's beef jerky. We're literally inundated with Bigfoot in our everyday lives.
Although Bigfoot can be found everywhere in pop culture, it is virtually impossible to find in the wild. But why?
While there are reports of Bigfoot all across the United States, there's absolutely no doubt that the vast majority of the reports come from the Pacific Northwest. If you look at the terrain, it's filled with mountains, vast forests that just go on for thousands of square miles. Now, if Bigfoot exists, which I believe it does, then the best places for these creatures to exist in a fashion that would not see them killed by us would be in the deep forests and in the mountains.
We tend to assume that we have explored all the places on our planet. That between satellites and Google Earth and all of our modern technology that we've seen every square inch of our planet. And the reality is that we absolutely haven't.
As far as Bigfoot experts are concerned, if the elusive creature does not want to be found, the nearly impenetrable forests of the Pacific Northwest would offer the perfect place for it to hide.
I think they have heightened senses, that they're actually able to sense, to hear, to see on a level above us. And so therefore, they are essentially able to move out of an area quickly when we enter it. They've adapted behavior patterns specifically to avoid us, humans.
Some cryptozoologists claim that Bigfoot, in order to evade capture or detection, will bury its scat, hide its tracks, or even bury its dead. These attributes, if they're true, could make it nearly impossible to detect a creature.
But could Bigfoot now be running out of places to hide? For decades, man has been encroaching on suspected Bigfoot territory, building new housing, industry, and infrastructure. And these incursions could be the reason why Bigfoot sightings are on the rise. According to the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization, there have been approximately 3,500 Bigfoot sightings and footprint discoveries in North America since 1960. And more frequent sightings can also lead to greater opportunities for humans to encounter not only Bigfoot, but also physical evidence of the creature's existence. Bluff Creek, California, 1958. Jerry Crew, a tractor operator for the Granite Logging Company, parks his truck on Bluff Creek Road. When he steps out of the vehicle, he is startled to see footprints that appear to be human in shape, but are roughly twice the size of a normal human foot.
Giant human-like footprints were being found on logging roads that were being built by the construction workers. One gentleman named Jerry Crew actually had the wherewithal to pour plaster into one of these footprints and make a cast.
By making the cast, Jerry Crew also made newspaper headlines.
These tracks like this one were found in 1958. Jerry Crew, he was a tractor driver, brought them down to the newspaper, the Humboldt Times.
And when he took that to the Humboldt Times newspaper offices, a newspaper editor named Andrew Gonzoli published a photo of him holding this giant human-like footprint and also coined the name Bigfoot. So in essence, that's where the name Bigfoot came from.
In the decades after Jerry Crew's discovery, the nearby town of Willow Creek and the surrounding wilderness has become known as Bigfoot country. Many Bigfoot enthusiasts consider this area to be ground zero for anyone hoping to encounter the creature face to face.
One of the things that's most convincing being out here in Willow Creek is the people who come by and report Bigfoot. When you speak with someone who's actually had an experience, I mean, they believe they've seen this thing. They're not all liars, they're not all crazy people.
Although the name Bigfoot was given to the creature in 1958, various legends and reported encounters date back much earlier. In fact, Native American tribes in the Pacific Northwest have known of the beast for centuries.
Many Native American legends reference these giant hairy savages that live in the woods, and they go by a variety of names: Oma, Bukwas, Arulatak, Skookum, and Sasquatch.
Bigfoot and Sasquatch are essentially the same being. Sasquatch was the original name, which became Sasquatch, and Bigfoot is the name that we all kind of know, we all recognize, but they are one and the same.
As a folklorist, I go back to the idea that legends do not exist for no reason. Bigfoot speaks to a lot of truths, and it is worthwhile to consider what those truths are.
As far as scientists and anthropologists are concerned, myths and legends are no substitute for cold, hard evidence. And they believe that footprints, like the one found near Willow Creek, may offer some of the strongest scientific evidence we have that Bigfoot really exists.